Shalom Aleichem everyone, a good Chodesh, and we are continuing here in Hachzeg's learning the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 213, when the chapter of Hachana, of preparation for different things. Ve'alachas kama v'kama. Wrong place. V'yesh min hachana acheres is another type of Hachana preparation. She begufa al derech tichsiv, which is exactly what it says. Hikoy nikras elakecha Yisrael. A person should prepare themselves to greet Hashem. You should wash your face with water before you daven Shachris. And if you're standing barefoot, you have to wash your feet as well. They shouldn't be dirty. So too, you have to prepare yourself properly the way that you dress. Even if you're davening all by yourself at night in your home, think nobody's watching, what's the big deal? So you put on your bathrobe and your slides and the like. No, says the Pele Yoetz, you should only daven in the way that you would stand before you would stand before great people. Therefore, even if you're davening at home by yourself, you should daven in a bekavadik way, in an honorable way. So too, when it comes to being oisik b'Torah, you're learning, and the Shechina is right opposite you. Hador bilbushay v'yeshev b'derech kavod. You should have nice clothing on, and you should sit in an honorable way, the way that you would before a king. So when you're learning, and there's a beautiful mice I saw with Eliashiv Zatzal, that he always would learn with his top button on his shirt button. He felt that was the covet. He didn't wear a tie. That was the covet. That was the way that he would dress honorably to HaKadosh Baruch Hu while he was sitting and learning. He was once in the hospital. He was a very old man. He was in the hospital, and he woke up a regular crack of dawn to learn. And he was sitting in the hospital bed, and his body was very weak and a bit achy from whatever procedure he went through. And he was trying to button his top button while he was lying in the hospital bed, recuperating from some kind of a procedure. And he couldn't do it, so he asked his grandson who was staying in the room with him to button his shirt. Why? Because he's going to be sitting and learning Torah, to be honorable before Hashem. And furthermore, he says, when you're sitting by your table eating, especially if you're going to say Birchas HaMazon, to the honorable king, you have to sit in an honorable way. This shulchan is, this table that you're eating at is really before Hashem. And we know the incredible story that took place with Rav Yisrael Nagar, who was, I guess, one of the Talmidim, or at least they lived in the time of the Arizal. What was the mice over there? So it says that we look back in the Perek of Achila. Let's see that for a moment. The story that the Pele Yoetz brings down earlier in the Perek of Achilu Shti, of eating and drinking, is that this Rav Yisrael Nagar was sitting by his table, and he was singing beautiful, beautiful nigunim and songs, and malachim, angels from above, came down to gather around this table. When they got there, they saw it was a very hot day, and this Rav Nagar was wearing his shirt and his sleeves were rolled up, so his arms were more or less revealed. And they got so offended by the fact that he's singing these beautiful nigunim, and they were coming down min hashamayim, but they saw the way that he was sitting with a lack of honor and respect. The malachim went away. The Arizal, who was sitting in his house, he saw his Ruach HaKodesh, he saw that this took place, and he came and he told Rav Nagar what happened, that there were malachim, there were angels, but they saw the way that he was dressed because his arms were revealed, and they left. He was seized with fear, and he quickly dressed himself appropriately. He began singing these beautiful songs once again, and the malachim came back to visit. So that's what the Pele Yoetz is saying over here, that you have to sit in front of Hashem by the table when you're eating, when you're going to make brachas, sit in the proper, honorable way. When you're davening, you should wear a jacket, davening jacket, bekesha, rekel, a regular davening jacket. Ubaznenu Shemanu al Rav Beis Dovid. We heard about the Beis Dovid. Shayedarka derech hakodesh li'izante bebinish k'shayoyeshev lodun. When he would sit on a bezdin to judge cases, he would wear his outer jacket. Lichvoid ashchina, for the honor of the shchina. Shebekerev elokim yishbo. Because when you're judging, when you're making halachic renderings and rulings, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right there. So chus yogan aleinu, and therefore the chus of the Beis David should guard us by us learning the lesson that when it comes time to davening, and if you're judging a case, you put on the jacket. There's another type of preparation. You have to prepare your mind for things. Don't do anything spontaneously. Don't do anything impulsively. Whether it's small or whether it's big, think it through before. You should be thought out. Before you do anything, you need to think. Is it good for me to do this? Or maybe I shouldn't do anything, just sit and do nothing. I'm not sure. All the more so you have to be careful with your words. Because the tongue, it prattles very quickly. And when it comes to speech, so a lot of speech is not good, and it's very bad to Shemaim, to the heavens. And it's bad for people. A little bit of speech, Yafe, is good. Everything the person does is for his mouth. What do you do with your mouth? The evils that come along with dibur, that come along with speech, lashon hara, rechiles, nivel peh, putting people down, being angry in your words, all of that is kirab. It happens very often, and therefore be careful with your speech. L'chein koydem dabro, before you speak, shum davar, any word. Yevares sichoisa b'daito, think about what you're about to say in your mind. V'yishkalem befeles u'b'ma'izne nishmat, and you have to weigh them on the scales of justice. Imu muchach l'daber l'tzarech mitzvah. Do I need to say this for the sake of doing a mitzvah? Or l'tzarech l'daber? Or is it for my own reasoning that I want to say it? If there's no reason that you need to say this, all the more so if maybe you're going to say something that you're not supposed to, inappropriate. You should fear. Guard your mouth and your tongue. Be like a mute and don't open your mouth. You're much safer in the world of dibur, of speech, if you say nothing than say too much. It says, the fruit of doing things impulsively and quickly is charat, is regret. If you talk and you don't even think about what you're saying, for sure you're going to say something wrong and you'll come to regret what you said by opening your mouth. And therefore, go slow. You're not in a rush. It's better that he delayed, that he took his time and he waited, he thought about things, than getting 400 zuz. The salvation comes to those that take advice. That's even talking about a person who thinks to himself about these things. And he allows for his for his ruler to rule, for his master, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to rule over him. So this is the power of our speech. We have to say things in the right way, do things in the right way, and therefore we have to be well thought out in advance before we even open our mouth. The Archas Chaim, the Rosh, writes that it should be more difficult to get one word out of your mouth than it is to throw away hundreds and thousands of dollars, which means that you should be so careful with what you say. Think and think and think. Should I say it? Should I not? When in doubt, do without. All the best.